1 foot in front of her. All righty. Good win for our football team against what I felt was an excellent football team we played. A team that came in here with a lot of confidence, that knew how to win. You could tell they won 13 games last year. And some of the concerns that I had showed up early. The running game showed up. Obviously, defensively, I thought they gave us some fits in the first half that we had to adjust to. And then special teams shows up with a dynamic returner in Phillips. We played sloppy offensively in the first half, but I love the poise that the offense showed coming down the stretch. We leaned on the running game with not only Ronald, but a host of backs. And between the runners and the offensive line, I thought they really down the stretch won us the football game against a very good team. Defensively, I commend number 7 and our defense for the plays that had to be made down the stretch to get the 2 turnovers that we had at the end of the game were imperative. Very special moment for us with a very special guy at the end of the game. I commend and I thank Coach Lester and the entire Western Michigan family to give us the honor of getting what I think is a very special person in Jake Olson in, to give us the time to allow us to line that up and execute that, and then just the sportsmanship that every one of those guys showed Jake, patting him on the head. That is a first-class organization, and thank you to Tim Lester. Injury-wise, really only injury coming out was Bubba Bolden has a sprained knee that we will MRI and get further results on, and I'll let you know on Tuesday. With that, I'll answer any questions that you got.
And the players we have in here, Marvell Tell at the end, Ronald Jones and Jake Olson.
Jake, how different did you feel out there in terms of the physicality, being able to break tackles and turn short range no longs this year?
Yeah, I felt stronger after gaining weight this offseason. So, the offensive line did a great job. Receivers were springing the runs. So, when they block like that, they make our job look easy.
Coach, you guys started off fast, but then Western Michigan was able to slow you guys down a little bit. Were you surprised of how well they played on defense?
Is one of the things, if you heard me earlier in the week, I thought one of the 3 things that they had that were the strengths of their team, 1 was a great run game, 2, a very, very solid defense that was an experienced defense that had played a lot of ball, and then the special teams. They came out and did a wonderful job. We had the first drive that we executed well, but then they showed up and played, and we look up and we're dropping the ball, dropping some passes. We get some penalties that set us back, and we're just not on rhythm. Credit to them. They're a good football team. Credit to T for being poised and sticking with the game plan rather than panicking. And we knew we were going to have to be a balanced offense in this game. We were looking for the rushers to run for over 200 yards to take some pressure off the quarterback, as well as some young wideouts that showed a little nervousness today. But it was something that we knew coming in that they were a good defense. Go ahead.
Jake, I know you've wanted this for a while. How did actually being out there compare to what you envisioned?
It was awesome. It was obviously something we worked hard at, and it's just great to see just practice take place. It's an operation. Just from my holder, just making sure I'm lined up straight, and it just creates a lot of trust. The whole game's about trust, but especially in that play. And so, I just love being out there. It was an awesome feeling. Something that I'll remember forever. And getting the snap at USC as a football player. It's just I'm trying to say as much as I can because I just can't quite believe it yet.
Did you have any sense that you were gonna have a shot there?
Yeah, well, Coach had talked to me throughout the week, saying if the opportunity presented itself, that we'd be all systems go, and credit to Western Michigan, they gave us a heck of a game, and so it wasn't until the end there. Thanks Marvell for making that big 6, and sure enough, and Coach was like, you ready? Let's get this done. So it turned out to be a beautiful moment.
Going out on the field, kind of walk us through emotionally what that was like, knowing that you're about to take part in a pretty special moment.
Well, I tried to suppress my emotions as much as I could because I had a job to do out there. I just want to make sure I got that done, and then tonight I can go look back on videos and get all emotional over it. But it was very special. Heard my name being called over the PA system, and again, we always say we're a family. Coach Helton drives that in this team, and we all feel like we're brotherhood and definitely a family. And so, just to be out there knowing I just had the support of my team, and obviously you saw just the support and love I got when I ran back out, and it just is something so special, and I think that more than anything really touches me, just to see so many guys just absolutely embrace and love me on this team, and that's and especially coach here, and that's just something that when I'm running out there, it takes away the nerves and any anxiousness I had, just because I know I just have guys that just love me and are supporting me.
How many years ago did the dream of playing football at USC start for you?
Well, I my junior year of high school, I wanted to get back on the field. I didn't play my freshman, sophomore year, and so I came across the long snapping position and started on varsity my junior, senior year. Always wanted to go to USC, and so when I got accepted, Pat Hayden at the time and J.K. McKay just said, well, if you're going to be here, why don't you be on the team, and we'll have you as a long snapper. And so, to be honest, it was never a set goal of I'm going to go to USC play football. But as soon as I started playing football in high school, and this opportunity was all right, let me then go out there and prove that I can get in a game and snap and earn some playing time.
Was there any once you were out there, was there any sensation that surprised you?
Not at all. Actually, the quickness of it. Wyatt told me to get pretty, put my hands on the ball, and then he called the cadence right away. It wasn't much time to think about anything, to be honest. As soon as the ref backed up, it was go time. So that was the only thing. But other than that, the Western Michigan was awesome. They didn't try to yell in my ear or anything like that, or try to mess me up in any way. Everyone was very respectful, and so that was awesome.
And what a pressure player. Was that not a perfect snap in that moment? To know that you got that chance beyond words.
So is there a competition now?
I'm gonna tell you, we're gonna try as often as we can to allow Jake. This hopefully is not a one-time event, and I'm very proud of him. He's put a ton of work into it, and to see him go execute in that moment is what being a player is all about, and he produced for his team and his family.
Marvell, did you know when you returned the interception that it could lead to that?
Well, we had spoke about it a little earlier in the week, so.
Just the mic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, once Jake got in, I was aware something like that would happen. So when he got in, I was just excited for the guy. I couldn't wait for him to do his job. He knows what to do. So.
Jake, when you were here as a kid on the sidelines with Coach Carroll and kind of inspiring this team, and then being out here for a snap today, did it feel like kind of everything kind of came full circle for you?
Well, I just think I think it's just there's a beauty in it. I think if you can't see just how God works things out, then I think you're the blind one, because it's just to have a situation where 12-year-old kid's losing his sight and gonna have to face the rest of his life without seeing, and take a situation that ugly, and then to fast forward 8 years and they have that same kid be able to snap on the football field, the team that really got him through that time is just. It's beautiful, and it's special, incredible, and I just want to thank everyone part of it. And so, that's what really it feels like. It just feels that I'm honored that I was part of God's plan in that way of Him getting me out here and inspiring thousands and millions of people just through this whole experience.
Coach, what can you say about Stephen Carr's performance? Has the coaching staff always kind of had the idea that he had that in him, even from when he got here in the fall?
Yeah, we were very fortunate to see that early, that he's a very explosive athlete. He reminds me of this one when he was young, to be honest with you, that every time he touches it, you hold your breath. And we saw that in camp, his explosiveness, and to be able to have a host of runners go in there and do their job on a very hot day to keep us fresh in that running game that ends up carrying it for 232 yards. That was the difference in the game. When we were struggling, we leaned on the offensive line and we leaned on the runners, and they got us through.
Coach, last year's opener was a nightmare for your team. In terms of the first game, how do you feel this one?
1-0, and that's what we look at every week, is we just want to be 1-0 every week. And I'm actually so happy to have that type of experience, that it wasn't easy. It was a hard-fought game that you had some young people that had to get in and perform and execute and learn from. Like I told our team in there, I said, are we even near a finished product? And everybody laughed, because we know that there's a lot of progress that needs to be made, and very quickly. But this is a team that knows how to get better week in and week out, especially with our veterans. So I'm happy with the win, but I'm also a realist that there's a lot of work to be done.
Are you concerned about the receiving corps?
Without the benefit of looking at film yet, obviously, how did you feel about the passing game? What do you make of what was going on there?
I thought early that just some drop balls hurt us, and some penalties. I look up and, it's 3rd and 5 rather than being a first down. We jump off sides. We have a high-low block that sets us back, and so we were out of flux, to be honest with you, offensively early. Bill?
Yeah, was there any concern about the receiving corps?
Yeah, coming in, that was my primary concern. I said all camp, because you just know, after doing it for 23 years, you understand when you got young people and they step in that Coliseum for the first time, that there's going to be some deer in the headlights until they get comfortable. And there were some big eyes, but you lean on your strength. You try to gain them experience and put them in situations where they can perform and produce. And some of them did, and some of them will in the future. I'm just thankful for 25 and offensive line and some runners that helped us in this football game. But we've got a long way to go.
One of the things that was believed to be a strength was the run defense. They had 260 yards rushing today. How surprised are you by that?
Yeah, I had said earlier, those are 3 really good backs, and they were running them in one at a time, and we were substituting, and they did some nice things. Like I said, that's as good a running game as we may face them in Stanford in back-to-back weeks. And we've got some things that we need to clean up defensively. We know that. We feel fortunate to be able to be in that experience and have a tough ball game and come out on top.
Ronald, how did the workload feel to you today, especially with the heat? And did you feel you were in rhythm the whole game, or were there times when you wanted to capitalize more on the things you were doing?
No, yeah, I felt good. Obviously, like you said, it was hot, so hydration was key. But I felt good for the most part.
Ronald, how much different did you feel running with the weight that you put on this offseason?
I felt good with that too. The 10 pounds, I felt that, driving my legs and just keep moving forward.
Coach, Smith came in the second half. It looked like your defense kind of changed a little bit.
Yeah, Cam is obviously a rock of our defense and provides us a lot of confidence. And to be honest with you, I thought Jordan played good too in the first half. I'm looking forward to watching the tape. I thought early we had some missed tackles that showed up in the first half, and we'll get those corrected. When Cam's out there, obviously there's a lot of confidence for our defense when you have your captain out there.
Do one more.
Coach, you've talked about expectations in the past. You come in as a number 4 team against an unranked opponent, a lot of expectations about what kind of win it's going to be. Is that an issue, or do you worry about that being an issue with your team, and not just about winning, but about how they win?
No, win football games, one at a time, and celebrate all wins and feel fortunate, but also be a realist. Understand that there's some growth that has to be done on this football team. We won a game 49-31 against a good football team. I patted our guys on the back for their poise, for not getting down, to keep on playing, keep on doing their job. But you're also a realist. There's things that we got to clean up, and we understand that.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.